Tiernan, 2023 is coming to an end and it's been a memorable year for yourself, the players and everyone connected to the club, winning the Gibson Cup for the very first time. Just how much has this year meant to you personally?
I don't think it's ever anything to do with me personally. I think that this has been an unbelievable journey for Larne Football Club, and I think when we got into this journey, this is my 7th year now. I think when myself and Seamus came into the football club, we never looked at what can we achieve personally from this. It's what could we do, and then obviously everybody knows the story now about Kenny coming in then, and collectively we put a whole vision together of where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do. I think back then, albeit as much as you really wanted to believe it and it got you up in the morning, I wasn't quite sure whether we would be able to achieve what we achieved last year. And as the journey has developed and evolved, it has now just made you hungry for more. And I think the big thing about last year was probably the satisfaction that it gave everyone, how it brought a town and a club and a community together. And watching that as an outsider, kind of looking in, having not been involved in the football club for the previous 128 years or whatever it may be, it brought great self-pride, and that you were able to play a part in bringing this together and play a part in putting so much happiness in the homes and communities and Larne fans. And I think probably that was the biggest achievement from my end, more than personally winning a Gibson Cup.
Just a few days before Christmas, our game against Loughgall marked your 300th game in charge of the club. I think it's fair to say that you've experienced every emotional possible during that time. Again, as a manager or staff, I don't think myself and Seamus at any stage sat down and counted the games. I think probably if you counted the grey hairs in my head, you'd know how many games we've had. But that's a memorable occasion, and absolutely proud and privileged. But I think now it's what can we do in the next 300 games, and what else can we achieve? What's happened's done now, it's over. And we got to look to where else can this club go, and where else can we bring this club? What else can this club achieve that it hasn't achieved as of yet? And I think it's very much about looking forward rather than looking back. Just looking back briefly on those 300 games in charge, is there one in particular that always stands out to you? And if so, what made it so special?
I don't think it was special, if I'm honest. It was definitely one that stuck out to me because it was a shot in the arm. Was probably losing the Irish Cup final to Linfield. In my eyes, I think we had just won the County Antrim Shield that year, which was our first trophy. I think we had just made the European playoffs. And we probably started to maybe get a little bit carried away with ourselves, thinking we'd arrived. And we took a pasting in the Irish Cup final. And I think that was probably the one moment I thought, this is real here. We really have so much still to do, and to achieve what we wanted to go on and achieve, there was a huge amount of work that lay ahead. And that old saying, everything happens in life for a reason. I think that game was the reason that it was time to really pull the big boy pants on and get moving forward.
And there's now just one game remaining in 2023, a huge clash against Linfield at Inver Park. You must be looking forward to the occasion and a big atmosphere at home with the supporters backing.
Yeah, and as I've said all along, we talk about pretty much from the minute we walked in the doors at Larne Football Club. It's a group of supporters and a crowd that appreciate from minute one how we've tried to play. We haven't always achieved great success from the brand of football that we wanted to play, or the style of football that we wanted to play, but the supporters always recognised and got behind what we were trying to do, and we're really thankful for that support. You always get the periods where you take a little bit of a pasting as a manager or a staff, and that's just part and parcel of the nature of the beast. But the one thing you can always count on is the Larne supporters, and when the going gets tough and the bigger games come in, and we need that 12th man and we need that vocal support, as I say, you can always count on them. And I think the Linfield game will be no different. And a lot of the boys spoke to the supporters, wishing them a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year over the last number of days. And again, that probably speaks volumes for what our club's about and what the supporters mean to us and mean the players and mean the staff, because we can't do what we do without them.
And just looking ahead to the new year in 2024, I'm sure that for yourself and the club, you'll be looking to build on the success of 2023. What are you hoping the new year will bring?
I think first things first is we don't want to be that team or that club that people are talking about years from now. And do you remember that 2020, 22, 23 season when Larne once won the league? We want to be a team that's very much challenging year in, year out. We want to compete in Irish Cup finals. We want to challenge for league titles. We want to challenge for League Cups, County Antrim Shields. We want to get the latter stages of European competitions. We're very hungry and ambitious about what we want to do. We try not to go out and brag and sing from rooftops. We try to do as much as we can in-house, and we go about our business very quietly as best we can. But we're an ambitious club, and we only want to be surrounded by ambitious people. We know it's not going to be easy. We know it's not something that's a gimme. You have to roll your sleeves up, and for anything in life, no matter what the walk of life it is, you have to be prepared to do the hard work and the hard yards. And thankfully at this football club, both on the pitch and off the pitch, I think we've got that.
Perfect.